You've just been hired as a new associate at a big fancy law firm, or maybe a big fancy legal aid organization, or maybe your mom's law firm, or okay, it doesn't really matter where you've been hired. You're the junior associate, and a partner swings by your office and says, "Hey, how you doing? Good to have you here." All that nice pleasantries, and then points out, we have a partner meeting in an hour and 45, about an hour and 40 minutes. Can you you took that code of the law class at Suffolk, didn't you? I've been hearing about this community lawyer thing where you like build legal apps or whatnot. Can you just can you slap something together? That automates some thing, form, something, workflow, whatever, and just bring it by, and then be ready to talk to the partners about that, because that would be great. And that's your mission. You're going to create and activate a community lawyer app that produces multiple versions of a document in the docx format, where those different versions come about because of some logical conditioning, which is to say that the user indicates somehow that one thing is either true or not true, and based upon that, you get a different bit of output. This really doesn't have to be anything fancy, and I don't want you to think that you have to like overly impress the senior partners. Remember, we're just looking here at sort of meets expectations for this as a weekly project. But I do want you to be prepared to discuss where you think such an app could be useful to the firm, and when you think it could be a good idea. And so I'm going to let you use your imagination there. Imagine you're at a big law firm, imagine you're at a small law firm. You figure out what that firm is and come up with what you think would be the good reasons why it could be something that would be useful. You'll also want to, of course, incorporate our readings about the potential pitfalls of using a system like this, and also some of the ethical considerations that you should make as an attorney. So the one thing I also want to really drive home is you want to make sure that you have a disclaimer on the first screen of your app and also on the output that you produce. Okay, remember we talked about before about people finding things out of context. You want to make sure that if that happens, no one mistakes your classwork for something that it isn't. That being said, I know it can be really hard sometimes when it's just sort of like the blank slate. So if you wanted to go ahead and do a variation on the power of attorney that you did in the, or that you read about and hopefully did in the community lawyer training, if you did the community lawyer training, I guess that's okay. It's not the most impressive, but you don't have to be super impressive here. You could be talking about creating a opening letter to a client. You could be talking about creating some simple motion template that you have to then go in and fill out the text. Really, your imagination is your guide, but you do have that time limit from the partner. You've got from when we stop here. Well, I've actually been prattling on for a while, so you've got a little less than an hour and 40 minutes. So do that, get something together, come to our synchronous meeting, and we'll be ready to talk. So you don't have to have a finished product in any sense, except that so it's not something that we're aiming to get in front of a user. It's really just what can you do with an hour and 40 minutes that shows that logical conditioning and then produces something. Again, doesn't have to blow everyone's socks off, but it does have to take in input and then based upon that input, present this or that. And I'm confident that you can do it because I've seen you do this sort of thing before. But don't spend any more time on it than assigned. Okay, and this is to be done before so unlike some of the other missions we have, this is to be done before we meet on Monday. So I will see you then. Good luck.